Welcome back to Kings of United States. Today, we're diving into the life and legacy of a man who wasn't just a wrestler, he was a pop culture icon. A man who didn't just dominate the ring, he defined an entire era. The red and yellow. The handlebar mustache. The "whatcha gonna do" catchphrase that millions still shout. This is the story of the one and only Hulk Hogan. Terry Gene Bollea, born August 11, 1953, in Augusta, Georgia, wasn't always a larger-than-life superhero. In fact, before he became the biggest name in wrestling history, he was just a kid growing up in Tampa, Florida, playing baseball, strumming a bass guitar, and dreaming of being something more. He had size, there's no doubt about that. By his teens, he was already towering over his classmates. But wrestling? That wasn't the plan at first. Terry loved music. He played in several local rock bands and even considered making a full-time career out of it. But fate had other plans. While playing bass at a club, he caught the eye of two wrestlers, Jack and Gerald Briscoe, who noticed his immense frame and athletic build. They told him he had the look to be something special in the ring. At first, he wasn't sure. But the idea stuck. Soon, he found himself training under legendary grappler, Hiro Matsuda. And that training? It was brutal. On his very first day, Matsuda broke Terry's leg just to test his toughness. Most would have walked away. But not Terry. He healed. He came back. He trained harder. By 1977, Terry Bollea had his first match, and within a few years, he became Hulk Hogan, a name that would shake the world. The Hulk part came thanks to his enormous size and resemblance to Lou Ferrigno, who played the Incredible Hulk on TV. And the Hogan came later, part of a name tweak that would stick forever. He started gaining traction in the wrestling world, performing in small territories and in Japan. But the real turning point came in the late 70s and early 80s when he joined the World Wrestling Federation, the WWF, now known as WWE. Vince McMahon Sr. gave him a shot, and the fans took notice. But it wasn't until his role in the 1982 movie Rocky III, playing Thunderlips opposite Sylvester Stallone, that Hulk Hogan truly exploded into the mainstream. Suddenly, he wasn't just a wrestler, he was a movie star. He was everywhere. By the time Vince McMahon Jr. took control of the WWF in the 1980s, he knew he needed a hero to take wrestling into the national spotlight. Someone who could be the face of the company. Someone who could bring wrestling to cable TV, action figures, Saturday morning cartoons, and lunchboxes across America. That someone was Hulk Hogan. And just like that, Hulkamania was born. It wasn't just a catchphrase, it was a movement. Fans wore the red and yellow. They tore their shirts. They said their prayers, took their vitamins, and believed in Hulkamania. Hogan had it all: the charisma, the physique, the presence, and the unmatched ability to connect with a crowd. He wasn't the best technical wrestler, and he didn't need to be. He told stories with every punch, every comeback, every slam. And when that leg drop landed, game over. In 1984, Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik to become WWF champion. It was a landmark moment, not just in wrestling, but in pop culture. Wrestling wasn't just for hardcore fans anymore. It was for everyone. The Hogan era had begun. From that point through the late 80s, Hulk Hogan was untouchable. He headlined WrestleMania after WrestleMania. He went toe-to-toe with giants like King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, and The Ultimate Warrior. And every match felt like a main event. He wasn't just the guy on the card, he was the card. And let's talk about WrestleMania 3 for a second. 1987. Over 93,000 fans packed the Pontiac Silverdome. Hogan versus Andre. The immovable object versus the irresistible force. Andre was billed at over 500 pounds. He was undefeated. And when Hogan body slammed him in the center of the ring, that moment echoed around the world. It wasn't just a wrestling move, it was history. Through the late 80s and early 90s, Hogan remained on top. He became a household name, not just in wrestling, but everywhere: talk shows, movies like No Holds Barred, TV shows, and even animated cartoons. Kids adored him. Adults respected him. He was the ultimate American hero. But time, as it always does, brings change. By the early 90s, the landscape was shifting. New stars were emerging. Fans were growing older. Wrestling was evolving. Hogan's time in WWE started winding down, and in 1993, he left the company. Then came another chapter. WCW World Championship Wrestling welcomed Hogan with open arms, and he brought Hulkamania with him. At first, it was more of the same red and yellow, big matches, lots of buzz. But in 1996, everything changed. And this change shocked the world. At WCW's Bash at the Beach pay-per-view, Hogan turned heel for the first time in his career. He aligned with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to form the New World Order, the NWO. Gone were the bright colors and big smiles. In their place, black, white, and attitude. Hogan became Hollywood Hogan, a villain who still owned the spotlight. Fans booed him, but they couldn't look away. He reinvented himself, and in doing so, he sparked a wrestling revolution. The NWO storyline, fueled by Hogan's shocking turn, helped WCW defeat WWE in the Monday Night Wars for 83 straight weeks. That era wasn't just successful, it was groundbreaking. It was the kind of unpredictable, must-see television that turned casual viewers into die-hard fans. And right at the center of it all, Hogan. He was WCW champion multiple times, and proved he could still carry a company even as the bad guy. But eventually, as all things do, WCW's momentum faded. By 2000, the company was struggling. Hogan's appearances became fewer. And in 2001, WCW was sold to WWE. Hogan's future? Uncertain. Then came the unthinkable. Hogan returned to WWE in 2002. And the fans? They welcomed him like he never left. He was still Hollywood Hogan, still in black and white, but the crowd cheered louder than ever. He faced The Rock at WrestleMania X8 in one of the most iconic matches of all time. A true passing of the torch. The energy in that stadium. Electric. Two generations colliding, and Hogan once again reminded everyone why he was the guy. Following that, Hogan had one more red and yellow run, complete with another WWE Championship reign. Even in his late 40s, he was headlining events, captivating fans, and delivering those nostalgic, unforgettable moments. He teamed with Shawn Michaels, faced legends like Triple H and Undertaker, and helped mentor the next generation. Outside the ring, Hogan remained a huge media presence. He starred in reality TV shows like Hogan Knows Best, wrote books, appeared in countless interviews, and continued to represent wrestling to the mainstream world. But it wasn't always smooth. Hogan faced personal struggles. His marriage ended in a very public divorce. He had health issues, surgeries, and controversy. In 2015, WWE severed ties with him over leaked comments that surfaced from private conversations, comments that shocked fans and brought his image crashing down. It was a low moment. One that could have ended his legacy. But Hogan apologized. He acknowledged his mistakes. And over time, WWE reinstated him, slowly reintroducing him to the Hall of Fame and to fans who still remembered the hero from their childhoods. Redemption wasn't easy, but he owned it. Today, Hulk Hogan is retired from in-ring competition. But his legacy? Untouchable. He's a two-time WWE Hall of Famer, once individually, and once as a member of the NWO. He's a global icon, recognized across the world. From children to grandparents, everyone knows Hulk Hogan. His impact on wrestling is as large as his personality. He helped turn a regional business into a global phenomenon. He brought wrestling into living rooms and made it cool to be a fan. He inspired generations of performers. John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, all of them grew up watching Hogan. He wasn't just the face of wrestling. He was wrestling. And no matter what chapter of his life you look at, whether it's the rise of Hulkamania, the NWO revolution, or the later years of nostalgia, you see one common thread: passion. Hogan loved this business. And even now, when he steps onto a stage and cups his ear to the crowd, the cheers still ring loud. The fans still believe. So what ya gonna do, brother, when Hulk Hogan's story runs wild on you? Thanks for watching Kings of United States. If you enjoyed this incredible journey through the life of Hulk Hogan, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with a fellow wrestling fan, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories just like this. We've got more legends, more memories, and more inspiration coming your way. Until next time, stay strong, stay true, and remember, the legends never fade.